Hi, I'm Matt Pecor, the president of the board for Club 21, and I would like to warmly welcome you to our annual meeting, Reconnecting at the Table. Whether you plan to be back in person or continue to take advantage of opportunities for our digital events and programming, we believe we need each other in community. We look forward in the coming year to reconnect with our families, donors, educators, medical staff, and local communities. You did it. You, our Club 21 families, made it through yet another part of pandemic life, along with all the joys and challenges that came with that. And we celebrate you. We remain grateful for your membership and participation in our programs. We're thankful for you, our donors, that allow us to operate and grow. Think about who is at your table. Who do you need at the table in this journey? Club 21 can help parents and families connect at the table, and donors see the value of individuals with Down syndrome being at the table. We are continuing with our desire to share your stories within our Club 21 community as well as outside to potential donors. Your journey can impact others in profound ways, so please submit your stories. I hope you all had a chance to see our short film that debuted at the spring fundraiser, A Seat at the Table. This is an important message that we will continue to emphasize this year. What does it mean to have a seat? What is the impact of having a seat? Who is at your table? Today, our annual meeting will include our Executive Director, Nancy Litteken, giving an update on our vision, goals, and plans for the upcoming year. Our Treasurer and Board Member, Eric Gray, will give an update on our finances. And our Program Coordinator, Joy Domingo, will update you on all of our programs. You will also have the opportunity to share with us your thoughts, questions, and feedback via an online survey at the end of this meeting. Please complete the survey and give us your feedback. We want to hear from you. We hope you have a great year and can't wait to see you around Club 21. And next year, we will look forward to saying, "Look who got a seat at the table."
Hi guys, we're so glad to be back. I'm Nancy Litteken. I'm the Executive Director of Club 21, and this is my dear friend and co-worker,
Joy Domingo, and I'm the Program Director.
And we've had quite the year, wouldn't you say, Joy?
I would definitely say.
And we have this year at our spring fundraiser, if you saw our film, A Seat at the Table, you'll know that we have a real commitment and a vision that everyone deserves a seat at the table, and that we all as a community deserve to have everyone at that table. And so this year, that's our theme, and we are working hard to kind of provide opportunities of learning about that, how our students and our families can create space so that their child or their voice is heard, whether that's in school, whether that's in the regional centers or Department of Rehab, whether that's at the baseball field or the soccer field. And we think this is a really important lens to look through, and that's the lens we're going to do that will guide us in this vision for this next coming year. And one of the things that we learned this year is that we know that at least Joey and I kept on talking about our stories, our lives during this pandemic, sometimes really great, sometimes it wasn't so great. But we knew that as we told each other stories, that either we were helped by listening to someone give encouragement, or we had a sense of hope, or we just thought, I'm not alone in this. We're all feeling this. And what we know about connections is that connections happen when you're authentic. Connections happen when you can share a part of yourself. And so we're going to capture this year, we've said it again, but I think we have a new idea. We're going to capture your stories, because your voice, your stories, your child's voice, your child's experience, their stories are really important to share in community. So we have a new platform called Memory Fox. We actually have some great volunteers, and that will be the keeper of our stories. And we'll share them, and we hope you share them on, and that you are one of those people that say, I would like to say this, and it might make a difference for another mom or dad or a teacher. So that's one of the things that we will be working toward all year. Every time you come to Second Saturday, you don't have to dodge us. You just need to know that there'll be an opportunity for you to share something about your life, and it will really make a difference. That's what we believe, that's what we've seen. So in the midst of all of last year, we had to really pivot. That's the word everyone's using. And Joy's going to tell you a little bit of how we did that.
Absolutely. So we just had our very first second Saturday programming of the year last weekend, and all of our programming is back in swing in person, and that is all of our core programming from First Steps, which is our birth through 3-year-olds, moving on up through Stepping Up, which is 18 months through early elementary. We then have Club Fun, which is for our 8 to 12-year-olds, Crew, which is for our middle schoolers, and then Club Connections, which is for high school and beyond. We also have our Educational Partnership Program and our Every Child a Reader. If you want to learn more specifically about any of those programs, you can just hop on our website. You can also access a video of me talking about this from our annual meeting last year, which is also found on our YouTube channel. As Nancy said, we had a lot of pivoting that was required last year. There was a lot of areas where we were going where I just wasn't sure we were going to be able to make this work doing it virtually. We were 100% virtual, which was 100% new to us. But what came out of that is really seeing a lot of successes. I have told so many stories to Club 21 staff, my personal friends and family, about just how impressed I was with how well our kids and students pivoted to this virtual platform. So a lot of parents shared stories about how their kids hated Zoom or whatever virtual platform their kids were doing school. And I have personal experience that with my own 3 children at home, also did not enjoy that. But it was coming out that a lot of times when the parents told them that it was their Club 21 class they were getting on a Zoom for, that the fight went away and that they were so excited to see their friends and their teachers. And it was such a blessing for me as a teacher involved in many of our programs to just continue to see how our kids just continue to raise the bar in what they're capable of, what they're willing to do, and how they learn. And so, yes, last year was really hard, but I say we also have just as many, if not more, success stories of how our kids transitioned to the digital platform and how well they did with that. We are having all of our fall programming, and our board has not only invested financially, but has given us the time and energy that we need to plan some new programs coming into this fall, which Nancy's going to talk about.
So we keep looking at what do we need to do next. We've created a pathway. We are constantly looking about how to build and support. Many of you have gotten surveys from us, and wait to hear what you think your child needs, what you need. And so out of some of those surveys, out of some of those conversations, and us brainstorming together with this amazing staff and team, just need you to know they are amazing, is we have some new initiatives. And so one is that transition seems to be really terrifying for all of us. For those that have to go through middle school, that's from elementary to middle school, that's scary. From middle school to high school, that's scary. But also from high school and beyond feels terrifying for many. And it really feels terrifying because you're not sure what to do, how to be prepared, how to launch your child. And so we have created a program called Partners in Transition. And it's specifically for 16-year-olds up to about 25. So it is past when the age of 22 when you leave high school. And so it will meet twice a month, and we have a really amazing person, Richard Rosenberg, who seems to know a lot of information, and then a lot of other staff that will be supporting him. And one time it'll be on Zoom, and the other time it'll be in person. And we think this will give you the tools you need to breathe a little bit, to kind of plan, make a plan with a purpose, and get you on the next step. So that's Partners in Transition. Self-Determination Program, the SDP program, was tried last year, and some of you were selected, and then it launched for everyone can have that opportunity in June. But what we know from our families is that it's a little complicated to navigate. It's not so easy. There's a lot of new language and a lot of processes. Consequently, those families worked really hard to figure it out, but really for most of them, they would say this is totally worth this program. And so Club 21 is invested in training families so that they do not have to feel lost and that they can learn the steps and learn to know what to do, and honestly that after you go through this program that you'll help another person. I think one of the things that happens just naturally at Club 21 is that we find someone a little bit ahead of us who's done it a little bit better, and it's really great because we all help one another. And so what you'll see self-determination program. There's one going on now, and there'll be one in a little bit. Again, please take advantage of that. And if we think this is something that you all need, we will continue or figure out how to continue it. There isn't a person that I've met that has a child with a disability that when you say the IEP, their face gets literally scrunchy and they're like, ugh. But I think as you understand the IEP process, if you understand the laws, as you understand why your child needs services so they can have a seat at the table, and as you understand that your voice is important in that process and actually is one of the most important things in that process, you get to breathe. But we go in often, even myself when in high school and different kinds of things, kind of lost and sometimes really scared. So we have invested as an organization into a wonderful program with Ashley Barlow, and she has created videos, 10 weeks of videos, and we've purchased seats that you can then be a part of. And the best thing about that is it's not just watching a video, it is watching a video which we're calling the Supreme Team. And that's not like the Supremes, the music, but they would make not a bad singing group. They're cringing right now watching this. But it includes an attorney, an advocate who's had lots of years of experience, and a great parent who's had tons of experience navigating. And so this opportunity is 10 weeks. Everyone has gone through it before, has benefited, and so we really encourage you to take advantage of that. And those of you that have young babies that are getting to your first IEP, we'll have a special day that's just for you, and our dear Bridget Ammons will also be helpful for that. In addition to that, we've heard that how do you organize your life? Some people are really naturally organized. Would that be me, Joy?
No, you are so organized.
I am so not organized. So we've organized a great notebook with great information, great tabs, all kinds of stuff to guide you through this year so that you can get that, where do I write that letter? You know where to put it, you know how to write it. And so for you to take this class, you automatically get it. And if you don't really want to take that class, we will have the notebooks available at second Saturday. The other piece that I think all of us knew is that the world is changing, and sometimes we need a new lens to look at the world. And I think this year Club 21 and our board and our staff knew that we needed to look at what diversity looks like, access for people, the sense of equity. And so we have looked at that, and we've really looked at our programs, and we've known that we needed to do some action steps. And the 2 action steps that we've done, at least currently, not that there isn't more to do, is that we have a DEI task force with some really amazing people who are really smart and kind and know Club 21. And so the 2 things that we're going to start is we're going to hire somebody to help us part-time and help families get better access to regional centers, better access to services, to help us figure out what are the barriers for families, what are the things that we need to do to be more welcoming and be more have more partnership with. And so we're going to hire a staff person for that for several hours a week. And the second is that probably what's been on a lot of our hearts is that we live in a community where a lot of our kids need support going to neurotypical kids that would like to learn more from our families and learn more from our community. And so we're starting a Club 21 Scholar program, and hopefully 10 kids will come. And by the time you see this, they should all be here already. And they are going to learn about diversity, they're going to learn about disability, they're going to learn about race and equity, and how that all impacts you and I as families, and how it really impacts them. And we have 2 wonderful people leading that team. And my goal for that is that these 10 students will be changed, and that will be changed by having them. And that when they become the police officers, and when they become the teachers and the lawyers or the judges or the nurses, they will look at a child with Down syndrome and they will have a very, very different lens. And this is a way that Club 21 can give back to other families. So we're really excited about that. So that's the Club 21 Scholar Program. All of this we've been able to do because all of you participated financially. Small, some of you more, some of you sacrificed, some of you chose not to do certain things and gave your money to us. And so we are really thankful for you. We're really grateful for your generous hearts. We have a lot more to do and a lot of growing, and Eric Gray is going to tell you, because we believe in transparency, about our financial situation, about our giving. And if you have any questions about anything Joy or I said, or any questions about even the finances or our, we will be talking about our Together is Better walk. Any of that, please call us or email us. We love to connect with you. So thanks so much. Joy, anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, I think you've said it all, but I would just reiterate that we are always here for you. Our vision and mission for what Club 21 stands for has never changed, even though this world has completely changed. But I think that do not hesitate to call us. There's no question too big or too small. That's what we're here for.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric, here today just to talk to you really quickly about our fiscal 2021 financial results. You can see in the accompanying charts here that we weathered the past year and a half of COVID fairly well from a financial standpoint. And despite the fact that our total income in fiscal 2021 was down a little bit from the prior year, we still achieved almost $700,000 in total revenue, which is truly fantastic, especially in today's much more difficult environment. And as a result of the impact COVID had on our business and the fact that we were virtual for almost the entire fiscal year, in fact, the entire fiscal year, we were virtual. Our fiscal year goes from July 1st to June 30th. There were some costs that we didn't incur that we otherwise would have, costs related to venue and occupancy, physical program related costs, things like that. So that our financial position is actually a little bit stronger coming out of the past year than it was going in, which is good news. And frankly, as a result of that, we've taken some action as a board to ensure that we were and are planning for our future and securing the long-term stability of Club 21. We recently designated a board-designated operating reserve for the organization that contains $325,000 and is truly your rainy day fund should something like COVID or another disaster befall us in the future, or we just have a temporary short-term slowdown in income. We do have a sufficient reserve to ensure that we can weather that sort of an event and remain healthy as an organization, continue to provide services, continue to run our programs, pay our staff, that sort of thing. So we feel really good about where we are from a financial standpoint, and we feel really good about the health of the organization and the strength of our balance sheet, so to speak. The only other thing I'll mention, just as we're going through this, is the second page here, which is a summary of where our revenues come from. You can see that almost half of our annual income continues to be donations from our members, from the friends and family of our members, from our supporters throughout the community, and that continues to be a really, really important category for us. So, we have to ensure we're appealing to all of you to continue to appeal to all of your close friends and family to keep that support coming, because it's super, super important for for our growth and for our ability to continue adding programs. We also obviously bring in money from our fundraising events, virtual, 100% in 2020, but still generated decent returns for us. In fact, in some cases, far less cost and not quite as much erosion on the top line. So that was another reason you saw fewer expenses on that previous slide. That's really all. I'm just going to leave it at that. If anyone has any questions, I know this is a virtual event. It makes it tough to ask questions, but if you want to reach out, feel free to shoot me an email or ask Nancy, and we'll make sure we get back to you right away. But the bottom line takeaway is we're in great shape financially. We're really thankful and grateful to all of you for the support that you've provided and everything you've done to help ensure that we are in good shape financially. And we're looking forward to another strong year ahead. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Linda Lohmeyer. I'm the event coordinator for Club 21. Yes, it's time to reconnect and celebrate. We've all been impacted by this pandemic in different ways. It's time to be together and share our stories. At Club 21, first and foremost, we want you to know that we are always ready for you with educational programs and resources. There is so much work to be done, and we can do it together. We are inviting you to form a walk team and be a part of creating these supports. Watch for more information on our family-friendly walk on October 23rd in Central Park and Pasadena. We are working with the City of Pasadena, the CDC guidelines, and Club 21's protocols for a safe in-person event. Our goal is $200,000 to raise funds for our infant to adulthood programs to help individuals with Down syndrome have their seat at the table.
We fit so perfectly, just like a lock and key. We make a classic team.